Hello everyone, my name is Larry Kuntz. I'm President of North American Drilling Corp. And we're out here today on the North American Drilling Bynum well number 4 in Tom Green County, Texas. Today is August 25th, it's about noon, and today we're down about 3,300 feet. We did see a little bit of a show, a little bit of hydrocarbon fluorescence when going through the Wolf Camp Formation about 1,500 feet. Our next zone should be the Swastika, then the Harkey Sand, then the Palo Pinto, Strawn, Ellenberger, and possibly the Cambrian underneath that. We're going down to 5,800 feet this time to see what's down below the Ellenberger, see if we can catch that Cambrian sand. So anyway, wanted to kind of show you how things operate out here and do a quick video, quick tour of how things are run in the drilling process, kind of explain a few things. I want to thank you for participating with us. So far everything's going great. Had good weather out here, and we should be finishing up with this one probably by the end of the week. Once we get to the bottom, we'll run the electric logs, correlate that with the mud logs, and then see what we have. But so far so good. And I want to thank you very much. If you have any questions or need anything, feel free to give us a holler anytime, give us a call, or look on the website for the latest reports and updates. And anyway, welcome to the North American Drilling Bynum well number 4, Tom Green County, Texas. Hope you enjoy the video. Thank you. This is a Sand Dollar drilling rig number 24. It's a larger rig than we were using on the other ones. This is a triple, which means that it can hold 3 pieces of pipe, make a stand. So it can hold one stand made up of 3 pieces of pipe in the derrick at a time. So makes it a lot quicker to trip out of the hole and trip into the hole, and makes it faster to drill and more power too. These hydraulics here control the blowout preventer, and in case of emergency, the blowout preventer will be activated, which is in there. That's the blowout preventer, and these operate the hydraulics on it. The blowout preventer has rams in it that close in case we have a potential blowout. The rams will close and close off the well. Over here we have the stacked drill pipe being ready to be loaded up the ramp. This will be next in line after the piece that's already in the rat hole. There's a piece sitting in the rat hole right now. It'll be actually the next piece, and then they'll winch that one up. Up there, that big yellow piece of equipment there is like a giant pulley system. It's called a traveling block, and it supports the entire weight of the drill string. Let's see. So it operates on a pulley system. And then we have, this is the Kelly, this piece of pipe here, this square piece of pipe is the Kelly. And down on the floor in a minute you'll see the Kelly bushing. This square piece of pipe is screwed into the drill pipe, and all the drill pipe in the hole makes up a drill string, and that's very heavy. And all these cables and pulley system hold it, support it. The black hose there is where the mud is pumped in. The drilling fluid, also known as mud, is pumped through this black hose, and it goes down the center of the Kelly and down through the center of the drill pipe and out through the bottom. At the very bottom of the drill pipe are some heavy collars. There's a heavy collar right there, this big piece right here. That's a heavy collar, and then the drill bits on the very bottom. And anyway, the drilling mud or fluid goes down through the center and washes out through the bottom and flushes out all of the cuttings and cools the bit, lubricates the bit, and helps to the mud helps to create a barrier, what's called mud cake on the inside of the hole, to help keep it from caving in, and lubricates the well, the hole. And so we have a mud weight. It also holds back pressure. So we have a tremendous pressure coming back. So that's very important piece is the mud. We'll see that mud tanks here in a minute. Go on up here. Here's the next piece of drill pipe that'll be used here in a minute. It's sitting in the rat hole. And then here's a couple more pieces that'll be winched up and put in there next. This piece that's turning, that's called the Kelly bushing. And it's sitting in the turntable. And the turntable's turning round and round. It's turning the Kelly bushing, it's turning the Kelly, and turning the drill pipe and the drill bit in the bottom. Everything's turning round and round and drilling down. And all the fleshings, all the cuttings and fleshings are coming out and going to the pits. These are called slips. This is like a wedge. They drop in there when we're changing out the pipe. It's called making a connection. And they'll drop the slips in there to hold the pipe in place while they make a connection. This right here is called a tong. This is a tong. They use it to grab onto the pipe. It's like a giant wrench. And there's another one over there. They got two of them. This is another tong right there. Again, it's a giant wrench they use to grab the pipe. And this is called the drawworks. This whole piece of equipment here is called the drawworks. It's like a giant winch. This winch is supporting the entire weight of the drill string. The cable goes up, loops around, and goes to the traveling block. And this right here is called the brake. It's on kind of autopilot right now, but this is normally the brake man will hold that lever and hold back the weight of the drill string. And that gauge right there is telling us how much weight we have on the bit, how heavy the drill string is, and how fast we're drilling. We got a couple of diesel engines in the back for power. And then this is called the doghouse. This whole building here is the doghouse. Got lockers and all that in it. This is where the roughnecks go to change clothes and stuff. Tools. Some lockers. Here we are. 3,079. Getting on down, making hole. Here, hey, good. Turn and close the door. That's not so loud. They're very meticulous about keeping record of everything, from bit size, the size of the pipe, how many connections. Everything is logged down, very detailed. And this is the doghouse. This is some of the harnesses that they use. There's a job called the derrick man. Well, here's some drill bits. Anyway, the derrick man puts on those harnesses and goes up in the top when it's time to trip pipe. And he goes up there and racks the pipe into the fingerboards. It's one of the most dangerous jobs on the rig, and it pays more. But here's some of the drill bit. There are different kinds of drill bits. That's a rock bit. It's a PDC bit. Different kinds of bits here. Anyway, I'm going to show you some of those bits. Here's a surface bit right here. The diesel engines. These are got two mud pumps. This is a mud pump, one mud pump, and a backup mud pump. And over there is the mud. And then it gets mixed up here in the mud tanks. The mud tanks, here's where it's all churned up and mixed up with water. And the cuttings go out to the pits, and we reuse the water in the mud tanks. Really loud over here. mud pumps. Mud pumps pump that mud through that black hose, goes down the center of the Kelly, and all the cuttings come back up. All the cuttings and flush goes through that white pipe and over to the shale shaker. That's the shale shaker. And the shale shaker shakes and siphons out through screens all the larger particles, and the larger particles fall off, and we reuse the water in the mud tanks. We're out here to show you that. Oh, here's a different angle. Here. Here's a tong. More slips. That's a winch. They use that winch, little winch to winch up these pieces of pipe. There's a tong. We're making a hole right now. When it gets down to right about here, they'll come in and make a connection, change the pipe, put a new piece of pipe in. It is extremely hot out here. Late August in West Texas, and there are a lot of rattlesnakes. They've killed 6 rattlesnakes today. The smaller ones are the more dangerous ones. They don't have rattles on them. Here's the pits. Now, we're not using the shell shaker right now. We will do later. That's the shell shaker. You see the screens in there. Those screens siphon out all the larger particles, and the water goes back down. They don't have an operation yet. Right now it's all going to the pits, but you see the water in here, the fluid. And here's where we test the mud. There's actually a guy called the mud engineer, and he tests the weight and the viscosity of the mud using this tool here, testing the weight of it. And you know, the deeper you go, the more pressure you get, so the heavier the mud weight. It's very, very important that we have the correct mud weight and the right viscosity. And we add chemicals to try and lighten the mud up or make it thicker or heavier. And there's nothing dangerous. There's no toxic chemicals or anything. It's mainly made up of crushed rock. It's called bentonite or gypsum. And there's some other stuff they put in it. Emulsifiers and stuff to make it thinner or thicker. And we'll go down here. This is a mixing station here also. And these are called desanders and desilters. This does kind of the same thing as the shell shaker takes out heavier particles. These take out smaller particles like the desander, you know, sand size, and the desilter actually takes out very fine silt. But that's more about taking the larger particles out and reusing the water. It's all about reusing the water, as much mud as we can reuse it. And then there's the water down there. This is another mixing station where they mix it and dumps right down in here. It gets churned up. They're churning it right now. Getting it ready. They're getting it ready. Working on the pumps here too, on one of the pumps. Always working on something. Always trying to maintain it. Very safety cautious. There's the pits. Again, there's nothing toxic in there. In fact, when we're done, most landowners let us take the drilling fluid and spread it out across the field, and we till it in. It's called land farming. And the mud, because of the minerals that's in it, actually helps, grass grow and everything. You'd be amazed. Here's their main mixing station here. This is where they really mix the big stuff. Here it is, bentonite. That's what the main component of it is, and it's very fine white powder, almost like cement, you know, powdery. There's some other stuff here. There's some lime. There's other chemicals, other kinds of stuff they put in there to. Let's see what this is. It's ash. It's soda ash. Soda ash. So all this different stuff makes up what we call drilling fluid, and it's also known as mud, but it's not really mud. We should be making a connection soon here, and I'll run up there and take a short video of that. Okay, we've gotten down to the point to where we need to pull up and make a connection or add another piece of drill pipe. The hands will be here in just a minute, but you can see the black hose. You get a good look at the traveling block. It's huge. Up there at the top, that's the fingerboards. That's called fingerboards. It's where when we have to trip all the pipe out of the hole to maybe change the bit, all that pipe gets racked up and stuck in those fingerboards. And that Derrick man's up there racking them up, way up there. Not so bad on a day like today, but in bad weather or at night, it's kind of dangerous. Had a lot of storms out here this year. A lot of severe weather, lightning and so forth. See over here. There's the workover rig. It's working on the, it's on the number 2 right now. Actually perforating, going in the next zone. Here we go, we're pulling out of the hole. Oh, they might ream it first though. They might go up and down for a minute and ream it out before they pull all the way out. He's using the brake. That's the brake man working that winch, the brake on the winch. The draw works. He's grabbing a tong. That's the Kelly bushing. That whole piece there's the Kelly bushing. And there's the turntable. Drop the slips. Clamp on the tong. Use a combination of saw that chain at the bottom. They also use a chain to help tighten it, along with the tongs. That chain is also very dangerous. It can whip around, and a lot of people lose their appendages in that chain, fingers, hands, and arms. That's a soap stick. They're dropping a soap stick down there to help clean it up. Oh yeah. Pull the slips and back down to drilling we go. Here comes the Kelly bushing. I'm going to go right down that turntable. Well, there we go. And usually it falls right in. Okay. Back to drilling. Back to drilling we go, making hole, turning to the right. That's about it. Keep doing that, keep adding pipe all the way down to 5,800 feet. Actually, they'll probably trip out and change the bit a couple of times between now and then, but which takes a little bit more time. And as we go deeper, it gets slower drilling because we encounter more pressure and harder rock, harder formations, and it just slows down, but should be done by the end of the week. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let us know. Keep your fingers crossed. We'll know something shortly. Thank you for participating.